The following marketing information and discussion is provided for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as professional guidance or consultancy. You should find an agency for that. Comexis is a digital marketing agency, so feel free to hire us. But otherwise, just enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Buyer's Journey by Comexis, a discussion-based podcast on the ever-changing marketing landscape. I'm Matthew McGroarty, the social media content producer here at Comexis.
I am Len Ward, the managing partner at Comexis.
And I'm Josh Lyons, the digital marketing coordinator here at Comexis.
It is Wednesday, and on Wednesday we talk about the purchase stage of the buyer's journey. And for those who need a quick refresher, it's exactly what you think it is. The purchase stage is when somebody has already become aware and considered your product and is now buying that product, service, etc. There's a lot of different things that roll into the purchase stage, however, and that can include like how somebody bought your item and things like that, as well as sort of what the items look like, shipping, handling, things like that. What we're talking about today, however, is Walmart's new announcement that will be rolling out a new baby registry section within its Walmart app. So this in some ways touches on the purchase stage of the buyer's journey, but also it touches on the consideration stage because of what I'm about to tell you, which I think is actually kind of a cool feature of this service, which is that part of the redesign, Walmart is adding a chatbot that will ask soon-to-be parents questions about their due date, their baby's gender, and what type of nursery theme they prefer, including if they want a gender-neutral theme. And the bot will then use that information to pre-populate their registry with suggested items. Ashley Newman, deputy editor for The Bump, spoke to Anna Hansel on DigiDay, told her in an email that long gone are the days when creating a baby registry meant walking around the store with a scanner in hand. Today, they're likely to be registered to multiple sites, and they might want gifts that can't be found on big box retailer shelves. In particular, Hansel goes into detail to talk about effectively how retailers like Walmart and retailers like Target, which we've talked about in the past, are constantly having to evolve how they do certain aspects of their site, of their app, to combat the fact that Amazon is incredibly popular and incredibly successful in its business. In particular, some surveys report that nearly a third of respondents are turning to Amazon to create wedding registries or buy baby products. So what do we think about that, guys?
So when I had my kids, the baby shower, I think you get one. So you got to take advantage of one. I have 3 kids. But so, I think there's a couple ways. She's right. Ashley Newman is definitely right in what she's saying. Long gone are the days. Long gone are the days because there's just nowhere for couples to go, or individuals to go register for the baby. There was a rite of passage, whether guys or girls liked it, about going and registering for the baby. Sometimes, girls may do it with their moms. A lot of times they did it, with their partner, husband, whatever it may be. And, and there was kind of like a whole steeped in tradition type thing. To me, this goes back to, I've mentioned this before, the gentleman who's in the ad business who, is a very, very intelligent person who made a very good point to me that the future of retail is going into showrooms and looking at what you want, picking it up, feeling, seeing it, and then the order is either at your house already by the time you get back, or it'll be there in a day or two. This is a prime time example of the type of store that will absolutely come back and do this.
Absolutely.
I completely get the Amazon thing, but I think, Amazon's rising because you're just running out of places to go. This is where Amazon is going to get to the point, and they're moving to it right now, of there's going to be a growth point where it stops. And I know I said, everybody's like, you're crazy. No, it's going to get to the point where you're like, okay, well, that's, there are things in life that you want to do. Put that to the side. The purchase stage comes down to how quick can you get that consumer to the checkout line, all the way through, out the door, and they are now your customer. So I get everything that's happening here. My thing, though, is that there are going to be the consumers that are looking to do the touch, feel, see, especially a new mother. If there's anything out there that wants to see something that's going to come in and be next to their precious newborn child, they want to feel it and hold it. I think this is almost to the point where it's like, have we gone too far? And no, I'm not telling people to get off the yard, but it's, and I get that, but it has got to the point where I don't necessarily agree with this. I do think there will be a pushback on this, and I do think you will see something like this turn. So I get it. I totally understand it, but that's just, I guess it's more of an opinion of mine than it is what my thoughts are on the story for right now, because I think you're kind of limited to like a Macy's, a Target.
Yeah, I can't think of a lot of, I mean, especially since Babies R Us is
Closed down.
no longer in existence.
Rest in peace.
I do think, just off the top of my head, like, I mean, if I suddenly tomorrow needed to fill out a baby registry, I'd probably like
Go to Amazon.
Target,
Amazon.
Well, Amazon. If I wanted to go somewhere, Target, Walmart, Macy's, Sears, maybe. Even though I'm pretty sure Sears is closing like a ton of stores down.
Yeah.
Also, so I don't even know if the Sears is still open in the mall by my house.
Now they're kind of going away. But see,
anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
But this leads to the convenience of the generation that's coming up now that's having children, where this is a generation that has just been used to grabbing the phone and ordering. So for me to say there's a touch, feel, sense thing, that's fine. But this may also play into the future generation, because at 46, I'm not planning too many kids in my near future. So this is beyond me. This is more you guys.
I was just thinking, people could go to. I didn't think about this story now. Just go to IKEA. You can get any furniture you need.
Yeah.
However, and I think this article in part, I'll actually read a statistic first. According to an analysis from a baby registry startup, Baby List, the average order value of a baby registry created on its site last year totaled $2,100 and contained 121 items. In a survey released by a wedding website site called The Knot last year, respondents reported a total average order of their wedding registries for $4,853 and contained 125 items. So I wonder if if most of these items are not necessarily the big items like, it's not a bed. What's it called? What's a baby bed called, Len? The word for it.
Crib.
A crib, thank you. I was going to say carriage. Like, it's not even close. Anyway, so, maybe they want to go to Walmart or Target and see the crib, but if they know that they can get, a 24-pack of Pampers from Walmart for cheaper online.
Well, that's a huge registry thing, too. Yeah. Believe it or not, everybody always says if you don't always get the parents' diapers, because you do not understand the power of having a ton of diapers till it's 2 a.m. and you're running out. I think the number one thing about this and why this works is that when you go back and look at the purchase phase, you got to remember, it's not the mom and dad or the mom and mom or the dad, whoever's having a child. It's not them who you're concerned about. It's the individuals buying the stuff for them. So from the purchase stage, I get this. This is the quickest way to get them. I can even imagine if somebody's, my wife's like, yeah, we have to go out and buy a bunch of baby stuff. What is it? I'll find it on my phone and it'll be here tomorrow. So that's where I think this thing does work. It's just the other side is that, there's a major person you have to market to, and that's the person who's going to be having the baby or adopting the baby or whatever it may be. And that's the kind of thing I think you have to really think about marketing to. So I think there's two types of buyers here that you're looking at. So,
yeah, I think that's a really good point, actually. Yeah. I think the list is strong for people who are actually having the kids, but then you have, as you said, the people who are actually going to buy the stuff. Yeah. Josh, what do you think about this?
Well, I think one thing that we didn't talk about that's pretty important is how, to add on about how the chatbot will ask the questions about the due date and the gender and all that stuff. And it sort of goes back to when we talked about the email marketing, when there was an option to opt down, where you could get options of, in the future I want emails about just shoes or just pants. Well, it's the same idea, but in the purchase stage where, instead of it, the baby's coming, you're going to need stuff for the baby, but now you get to actually choose before the baby comes what specific items you need and what gender it's for and what you're looking for as a parent, and then it makes your life a lot easier when it comes to purchase, and it makes Walmart's life a lot easier when it comes to marketing the products that they're going to end up buying in the first place. So,
yeah, I'm interested in seeing, obviously we don't have that much information on how the chatbot works to pre-generate, but I am interested in seeing, how many items does it pre-populate? Is it, 25 items, or is it 100 items and then you have to go by hand, right. I don't want this one, I don't want this one. But yeah, I mean, I think we talked about before when we talked about parents, and in this case, soon-to-be parents, in regards to making their lives as easy as possible to make sure that they purchase things online. We were talking about Amazon in that case, but I think the same thing goes through here. The article also talks about Target letting you a registration process. They give it a nice little refresh by allowing you to integrate Pinterest lenses, so you can point your app at an item and it'll automatically get added to your registry. And then also last year, Target also partnered with Honey Fund, which is a startup that allows customers to request contributions toward their honeymoon and other expenses in lieu of gifts. It allows couples to add a honeymoon fund on their Target registry. And then Crate & Barrel did some stuff with Zola that also is a wedding registry. So a lot of interesting things that we talked about today. I'll be interested in seeing how successful that Walmart registry is in comparison to Amazon in particular. But we'll have to see. So that's all for today's episode of The Buyer's Journey. Check us out on Comexis.com, YouTube, and anywhere you get your podcasts. And please follow us on Twitter at @buyers_journey. Thank you for listening.